It was a dark and stormy night in the world of Minecraft. Together with my son, we embarked on a new adventure, unaware of the challenges that awaited us. With torches in hand and our hearts pounding like drums, we stepped into the unknown. The sky was covered in heavy clouds, and lightning streaked across it, casting frightening shadows on the blocky ground. Each thunderclap made us jump, and the silence between them was even more oppressive. Seeking shelter before the night unleashed its creatures, we hurried to build a refuge. Every block we placed felt like a barrier between us and the unknown. Yet, as we worked, a strange sound echoed from the dense forest. My son was the first to notice. A dark figure watched us from the depths of the shadows, unmoving. A chill ran down my spine, but we tried to calm ourselves by closing the wooden door behind us. However, the mysterious noises continued to surround us, as if the night creatures were watching our every move. In search of resources, we decided to explore a dark cave. The air grew colder as we descended, and an eerie sense of unease settled around us. The walls were covered in unknown inscriptions, and whispers seemed to come from every direction deep in the cave. My son discovered an old, time-worn chest. When he opened it, a dense shadow emerged and vanished into the tunnels. Although our legs trembled with fear, we ran as fast as we could, knowing that something evil lurked in the depths. The shadows seemed to move on their own, and the walls began whispering threats. After such an experience, we tried to find peace by building a farm. The sheep, cows, and our pig, Bacon, initially brought us comfort. However, things took a strange turn. The sheep had glowing red eyes, and the cows disappeared without a trace at night. My son found strange footprints around the farm, as if a mysterious creature was watching us from the shadows. When we glimpsed a figure in the corner of our eye, we realized the place was haunted. The animals seemed to be under an ancient curse, and we were trapped in a world of nightmares. Convinced that we could no longer run, we decided to confront whatever was stalking us. We discovered an old fortress, and deep within its bowels, a mysterious portal. Holding hands, hearts full of fear, we stepped through. We found ourselves in a dark world where monstrous creatures lurked around every corner. My son, brave as ever, raised his sword and charged into battle while I searched for a way out. We managed to close the portal and return to our world, but the darkness and fear stayed with us. The fortress held more mysteries than we could understand, and we felt that every corner might hide a new danger. After escaping the cursed farm, we decided to venture further away from familiar grounds, hoping to find a place where we could regroup and recover. As we journeyed through the thick, dense forest, we stumbled upon what seemed like an ancient labyrinth made of stone, overgrown with vines and moss. The entrance was adorned with crumbling statues, their expressions frozen in time, looking like they had witnessed centuries of terror. We entered cautiously, the air thick with the feeling that we were being watched. The winding paths were narrow and dark, with every turn revealing new, unsettling sounds. Footsteps echoing behind us, the occasional rustle in the bushes, and a low hum that seemed to vibrate through the stone walls. As we navigated deeper into the maze, the paths began to shift, as if the labyrinth was alive, changing its layout to confuse us. Suddenly, a chilling mist filled the corridors, and from the fog emerged a phantom-like figure. Its hollow eyes glowed with a ghostly light, and it moved silently, gliding through the air as if searching for something or someone. We backed away, but the walls closed in, trapping us. With no other option, we armed ourselves, preparing for a battle. The phantom lunged at us with a deafening shriek, and we swung our swords desperately, but our blades passed through its ethereal form. Realizing this, we tried to outsmart it. As my son distracted the phantom, I noticed strange markings on the labyrinth walls, symbols that matched those from the cursed cave. Quickly, we began piecing together the puzzle, following the clues left by those who came before us. With every correct step, the phantom grew weaker, until we finally managed to trap it inside an ancient altar. The labyrinth shifted again, opening a new path that led us to safety. But the sense of unease lingered, knowing that the maze held more secrets than we could comprehend. Emerging from the labyrinth, tired and shaken, we stumbled upon a vast expanse of forgotten ruins. The sun was setting, casting long shadows over the crumbling remains of what once must have been a magnificent city. Towering columns reached for the sky, though most had fallen, and the ground was littered with broken statues and shattered pottery. Vines and weeds had overtaken the place, yet there was something oddly beautiful about the decay. We explored cautiously, marveling at the intricate carvings on the walls that told the story of a long-lost civilization. As night began to fall, we heard the low rumble of something stirring beneath the earth. The ground trembled, and from the depths of the ruins, ancient golems began to rise. Their massive stone bodies, covered in glowing runes, lumbered toward us with mechanical precision. Panicking, we searched for a way out, but every path seemed blocked by the advancing golems. My son, ever the strategist, suggested we climb one of the fallen towers to get a better vantage point. From there, we noticed that the golems were drawn to the glowing runes on their bodies, perhaps a weakness we could exploit. Using our bows and arrows, we aimed for the runes, trying to disrupt the magic that animated the creatures. With each successful hit, the golems slowed, eventually crumbling back into the earth. However, it wasn't without cost. One golem managed to strike me, knocking me down a flight of stairs. I barely managed to get back on my feet with my son's help. As the last golem fell, the earth stopped trembling, but we were left with a lingering question. What had awakened these ancient guardians, and what else lay buried beneath the ruins? Exhausted but driven by curiosity, we followed an old path leading up the mountains that bordered the ruins. After hours of climbing, we reached the summit, only to discover something truly remarkable. A floating fortress suspended in the sky by enormous chains and ancient magic. The fortress was massive, made of gleaming stone and metal, hovering above a sea of clouds. We stood in awe for a moment before deciding to explore it. Using the last of our resources, we constructed a bridge to reach the fortress. As we stepped inside, we were greeted by an eerie silence. The halls were vast and empty, yet every step echoed as if the walls themselves were alive. The architecture was unlike anything we had seen before, and strange, glowing symbols illuminated the floors and ceilings. It didn't take long for us to realize that the fortress was abandoned for a reason. Deep within its chambers, we found ancient texts that told of a great battle fought in the skies between two powerful factions, one seeking to control the skies and the other to protect them. The fortress had once been a seat of unimaginable power, but it had fallen when its leaders grew too greedy and unleashed something far beyond their control. As we explored further, we encountered mechanical guardians, remnants of the ancient technology that once protected the fortress. These creatures were unlike anything we had seen before, part machine, part magic, and incredibly difficult to defeat. Their glowing eyes followed our every move, and their swift, calculated attacks kept us on edge. However, the real danger came when we reached the heart of the fortress, a massive chamber housing a dormant machine, the Sky Core. According to the texts, this machine had the power to control the weather and even reshape the land below. But it had been sealed away for a reason, and we soon discovered why. As we approached, the core awoke, its energy radiating through the fortress, reactivating long-forgotten defenses. The sky outside darkened, and thunder roared as the core began to destabilize, threatening to unleash chaos upon the world. With no other choice, we fought our way through the Guardians, desperately trying to shut down the core before it was too late. In a final, intense battle, we managed to sever the chains that anchored the fortress to the earth. As the structure began to collapse, we barely escaped, watching from a distance as the Sky Fortress fell into the clouds below, disappearing into the unknown. We had stopped the immediate threat, but we knew the world of Minecraft still held many more mysteries and dangers waiting to be uncovered. Minecraft took us on an adventure like no other. Fear, mystery, and suspense were present at every step, but we emerged from the darkness together, stronger. This experience taught us how important it is to stay vigilant, be prepared, and, above all, protect each other. Our adventure isn't over, it's only just begun, and next time we'll be ready for whatever challenge awaits us in this wondrous and terrifying world. Thank you so much for listening to our story.